Hey everyone, it's me, Russ Terry, your favorite life coach, and I'm here this week with Jay Cadet, who's a relationship coaching expert. He's going to give us some tips for people. Jay, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so what would you say is the best advice you can offer couples who are considering relationship coaching?
Well, that's a great question, because relationship coaching is a process that can really help people take their relationship to the next level. And my advice to people who might be looking into it is to really approach it with a committed mindset, because it can sometimes be challenging, and that really applies to overcoming any issues in your relationship. So when it comes to this process, as long as you come to it with a committed mindset, it really gives you the opportunity to create the relationship that you truly desire.
And when you say committed mindset, that means commit to a certain period of time, see it through, etc.
With regards to the issues themselves, because a lot of times when things get tough, we tend to try to, we tend to take a step back, or might not want to see it all the way through. And the reason it's important to see it all the way through is because the possibilities can be really rewarding.
Wow, and that's what we all want as coaches.
Most definitely.
Yeah, okay, good. What would you say is the biggest issue that you see between couples?
That's a good one, because the biggest challenge is communication in most relationships. There are a lot of couples that they have this sort of disconnect when it comes to their values, things like their priorities, or even their expectations within a relationship. So and communication of those things is very important. Now, one of the things I like to stress is that even though communication is important, without compromise, there's really no action taken there, right? So it just turns into two people flapping their gums. So the compromise is extremely important. And again, when it comes to moving forward, when it comes to taking any action in your relationship, that commitment is vital. And that's why I named the company CO3, the Relationship Studio, which stands for Communication, Compromise, Commitment.
Got it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So communicate, compromise, know that that's what you're going to have to do coming into it.
That's right.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Now, can singles also get relationship coaching?
Yeah, it's actually one of the bigger things another challenge that I see a lot of couples are dealing with is personal growth. And a lot of times we really want to, make sure our career is on point, make sure that we're comfortable with our living situation before we make that commitment to someone else, because actually one of the great things about young people these days is that we're trying to not make the mistakes that our parents made, and really just jumping into a relationship without considering what we're bringing to the table. So when it comes to singles, I really help them formulate a plan to decide, well, who do I want to be in the relationship, and what can I bring to someone else? So that's a great process for singles.
Wow, so they can actually get coaching on a relationship before they get into the relationship, so that when they get into it, then they can have a happier one.
That's right. Our first relationship is a relationship with ourselves. So that's important, yeah.
Our first relationship is a relationship with ourselves.
Yep.
Wow, very insightful. I love it. Good. All right, so anything else people should know about relationship coaching?
It's a very empowering process. One of the things that I have a background in architecture, and I practiced architecture for about 7 years. I always get that look whenever I tell somebody that. But the reason that it was such a great transition for me is because a lot of just the thought process that I had when I was in that profession really allows me to bring a unique perspective to coaching. And what I mean by that is the architecture process really forces you to come up with multiple solutions for problems you wouldn't think solutions existed for, right? So when it comes to our relationships, it's the same way. A lot of times we're on a path, we think, this is the only way to get to where I want to go. So it's my job to really empower people, to help them understand, hey, listen, you have X, Y, and Z options to get to this place. So it can be a really empowering process that way.
Wow, That's awesome. Inspiring stuff for all of us. Great. And can you tell people about your website in case they want to check it out?
Yes, the name of the company is CO3 Relationship Studio. And the website is co3studio.com. And you can sign up there for coaching services. I also provide workshops, that sort of thing. There is a blog on there where there's going to be some tips. And they can also follow me on Twitter. And my Twitter address is @J_cadet.
Good. All right. Thanks, Jay, for being with us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And be sure to tune in next week on Weekly Webisode Wednesday, Breakthrough Life Coaching. We'll have a special guest who was a client of mine, and in less than a month, 4 sessions, she broke through the issues that she was having and now is feeling that empowerment and that success that you talked about in the relationship coaching.
Sounds like some awesome stuff.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.